Vladimir and Ash, and the picks were Karthus, Warwick, Vayne, Rammus, Sona, Nocturne, Soraka, Nidalee, Corki, and Swain. As I mentioned, don't know exactly who's going to be going on who. Judging by the last game, I can only probably really say that Vayne is going to be with Wizards.
Yeah, there's a pitch around here somewhere. There it is.
Okay.
The
Go F11 full screen and I'll bring that up so everyone can...
doesn't really go full screen, does it?
Not particularly.
Oh no, that's there.
Oh, that's theirs.
That's
yeah.
theirs. Yeah. So, but you can see. You can't see it on the screen at the moment.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, you can. Okay, good. So obviously we can see Aranyu as the tank. Didn't even get touched. 3-0-11. Barbecue. I mean, 10-2-4. Once Vlad gets that feed, and a lot of minion kills as well. 10-2-4. Once he starts feeding up enough, he can just snowball quite badly. He's quite a bad snowball hero. That's half the reason why a lot of people go, "Oh my god, Vlad's overpowered."
Yeah.
Vlad's overpowered. It's more the fact that he can snowball really well, and he can very, very strong late game. Although if you isolate him, he can be taken out. But anyway, Kennen 4-3-13. Vlad 6-3-17, and look at that 0-0-21 for Sonic. She was there.
True support.
Yeah, there for almost every kill. In fact, she missed 2 kills. Missed 2 kills in the entire game. So there for pretty much everyone, which I'm guessing are probably like early lane ganks. And well, Candy, we saw Candy great with on Monday night. As Caitlyn going to Ez, didn't have much luck there. Got really one of the... They didn't get many kills at all. Nif on Janna 0-4-3. Kevin 3-5-5. Kevin was mid, I think, before. Probably was mid this time. Rake, it didn't even have much fun. 2-5-2. Probably getting flashbacks of playing Fnatic the other day. Gamed. If you missed it, they played Fnatic in the Go for LOL monthly April finals the other day, and Kevin was... Rake, was Brand versus Vlad, which looks like it probably was going to be Brand versus Vlad. Didn't have as much luck this time, though. And Zylo 1-6-3 on the Alistair, so they just did not have much fun at all there. And they got pretty much one-sided. Don't stream us, come on. What are they saying? Don't stream us. They want the look, I guess. So let's jump back into the match. And hopefully they'll be...
yeah, we're ready, actually, by the looks of things.
We're ready. Let's go. Get in there. So, as you mentioned the bans and picks, but we'll be able to cover them in a moment. But Wizards coming into this one are 5th seeded. I think these are both 4th and 5th seeded, so they're actually probably the closest of the seeds. Yeah, 4th and 5th seeded. Gamed 4th seed, Wizards 5th seed. Obviously, Wizards are in the EMS. You've probably seen them in that. Gamed we've seen quite a few times lately. They've started to pick up quite a strong team. They've got quite a few strong players in there, so... what shall we go with? Should we go Gentleman Cho'Gath? Oh, yeah. I think that needs to go with me.
Yeah.
Nobody picked Cho'Gath, did they? I don't want to lock in and go, hang on a minute. That's my pick. Yeah. So, Gentleman Cho'Gath. So, as you can see, it's going to be Corki and Nidalee, Karthus, Sona, and Rammus. That's quite a pokey team. I mean, Rammus is... obviously going to be spinning in, the tank in there. Corki's got his long-range ulti. Nidalee's obviously got his spear. Karthus can be chucking his lay weights down, and Sona's just sat at the back, keeping them all healed. Meanwhile, on the opposition side, obviously we're going to have Rammus jungling this side. Nocturne going to be jungling for Wizards. It's going to be Aranyi. Did we decide on Aranyi? I never did really. Aranyi, yeah, we did decide on that, yeah. Swain, which we've seen banned by most of the teams actually so far, is playing for Wizards. Vayne, as we mentioned, can snowball quite badly. Soraka's obviously going to be in there healing. And Warwick looks like he's going to be lane wick. So I guess Warwick is going to be top. Yes, it's going to be Vayne, Soraka. So it's going to be Warwick top versus Nidalee, I think. That's how it's going to work out. Karthus mid versus Swain. It's a nasty, nasty line. I'd tell you what, Swain, I reckon. I like many of my friends will know that I think Swain's overpowered. Maybe I just get bad games against Swain. I don't know. So we are locked in. We are going live, and Joe, we're finally getting underway. So we will go back to Fnatic My Revenge after this game. We'll try and catch the second match. In the interest of trying to show games, trying to actually keep things running, keep the tournament on time and all that. We thought, you know what, let's just skip to this game, and then that way we cover more teams as well, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. We were kind of waiting around, and I know you guys were getting a little bit impatient, actually, as, you know, we were. We came in here specifically to do this tournament, of course, so we want to cast as much as possible. So once again, just quickly run down the teams. For Wizards is Nocturne, Swain, Vayne, Soraka, and Warwick. And over on the game team is Corki, Nidalee, Karthus, Sona, and Rammus. And just a little bit of information, you guys that are watching over on the League of Legends website. I know a few of you are saying about the quality, and I don't want to be, you know, a blatant advertiser, but I just want to let you know, if you didn't already know, that you can upgrade to a premium stream if you go over to to ESL.tv. So that's all I'm going to say about that. I don't need to add any more, just so that you guys know. So yeah, the last couple of players just joining in, and of course, Wizards, if they win this match, will go through into the next round of the upper bracket with a flawless victory, a 2-0.
Yes, and obviously that will certainly keep things speeding up in the tournament. So remember, Fnatic My Revenge, that's going to be happening. So let's have a look. How are they going to line up? Oh, we've had a game crash. That's never great. It is Aranya, actually. But looks of it, Aranya's not moved. Fixed. Fixed. Okay, they're all in. Good. So, thank God for that. I didn't want to have a restart again. That would just be all we need. So it looks like they're all going to be setting up in mid and not really going for the fights. It's interesting to see. I mean, the European teams versus compared to the US teams, you say watch, I don't know, solo mid or CLG or something like that. You'll see them, well, you'll be able to see them tonight, in fact. You'll see them, they generally go for team level 1 fights, whereas the European teams tend to avoid them. Rock Solid actually never generally go for one as well. That's one of the American top teams. They don't tend to go for one either. So Wizards just hanging around in mid at the moment. Obviously, Gamedde are covering off, and they're a little unsure of where each other are at the moment. Let's have a look at let's take the summoner off. Are we looking at you or me? We're looking at you. So, okay, so if you take mine off, you can see what they can see. They have no vision whatsoever of the fact that they are all in the bush here. So it doesn't matter, though, because they are just covering off the jungle, and I don't think we're going to really see anything. I guess Wizards have just put a clairvoyance down. I didn't see where it went down. There it is. It's in the river. So are we going to see Wizards come across? No, they're just going to back away. So again, it is a slow start. They're going to return to lane, and we're going to get Lane Wick at the top versus Nidalee. I guess he's going to start it off for Aranya on Nocturne. Nocturne's, I mean, they've got quite a heavy snowball team here. They've got Swain that can snowball quite badly. They've got Nocturne that can snowball badly, and they've got Vayne that can snowball badly. Of course, it can backfire on you quite badly, but you know, it's a pretty strong team from Wizards here. Gamedde really going to have their game faces on. Oh, see what I did there? Yeah, I don't care. It's bad. Yeah, so they're gonna have to be concentrating here. So again, like I mentioned, pretty much the lane stacking up as we mentioned. Doran's ring on Karthus and Nidalee and Warwick, kind of all expected. Pretty much identical from Soraka and Sona. Actually, Sona's picked a Fairy Charm and a Sight Ward, whereas Boots for Soraka, so needs to be just trying to keep the pace. In fact, it has, yeah, so Corki Sona versus Vayne, and I think Corki's going to maybe get poked out. It's going to be interesting to see whether Barbecue's going to roll in on anyone here early on, or whether she's just going to wait till at least level 3 to get the double skill on it. So it really just going to be last hitting as much as possible while the two supports try and stop it. Meanwhile, at the top, though, it looks like Nidalee is going to get pushed on. I don't think that fear is going to quite trigger enough. And Aranya backs away. So trying to get early push on Kevin. But Kevin really was untouched during all that. Rammus is down the bottom, though. He's in the river. He's just going to back away. But Nidalee now... Nocturne just catching a glimpse of him missing with the Q there. And all is back square once again.
Yeah, all square. We actually got Barbecue there, who's having a bit of pressure on him. Of course, we do have Soraka down there with Kaido, who will give him that backup for Wizards. And at the moment, Rammus just jungling up by the golems. Nocturne is actually coming into mid once again. Rake is there, and he is going to hold on surely long enough here. And Rake actually will get away. Again, fairly unhurt. The damage output from Nocturne. Not going to be too bad early on, but here we see Zyler rolling in there up at top with Rammus, and he is going to get the taunt off there as well. Hein held in just that little while, but he is going to get back to the safety of his turret, and it won't be too much of a problem.
Yeah, so again, the Sona, obviously the added damage, I mean, compared to Soraka, Sona obviously has probably a little bit more damage. You can get a little bit more poke. Obviously got nerfed ages ago. It used to be really strong poke, but they're just covering off Aranya, actually. They know that Swain's also gone missing. Swain has been poked quite badly in mid there, having to use a health pot already. Rammus is actually there. Nocturne's come around the backside of Sona, so I'm going to try and keep a look on that. And meanwhile, I'm going to watch on Rammus. Rammus is actually back to way now, so nothing happening there. And again, we're just back to farm. So CS-wise, Rammus still spinning in on towards Swain in mid. Got to be tower diving already at level 3. That's dangerous stuff. Tried to catch the slow bar, didn't quite happen. Karthus is going to go in. Oh, puts the exhaust down. The ignite down on Rake there. Rake's going to back away on 104 health. If Nocturne had been there, like he was floating around earlier on, he may well have been able to finish him off. Meanwhile, up top, you can see it's all square once again. The Lanewick continuing to just feed up while Nidalee tries to do as much as she can with the farming. But Swain came out all right in that one, despite the fact that he was the one that was being dived. So Karthus has gone back. He's picked himself up a pair of boots. Nocturne coming into mid, but again, still fairly balanced. First blood still not happening.
Yeah, nothing just yet. And apparently in the last one, First Blood did go to Wizards. Sorry, I have to cough.
That's all right. You just choke while we cover. need to bounce him, bless. So Nidalee is backing away a bit at the moment, and Lanewick, he once he starts getting enough lifesteal on, he can be really quite annoying. Just walk up to you and just lifesteal you, and then just stroll off while you try and like desperately throw your spear at him or something. But it's exactly what he's doing up top. Meanwhile, bottom is actually being pushed pretty heavily. Kind of expected from Corki. Corki can certainly, when he gets his ulti up, it's just getting a little roll and the peak on him. But there's not really going to be a lot of damage until Vayne actually starts buying items. It can be quite weak early on, but really can snowball heavily. Like I said, it's going to be heavily down to what Rammus and Nocturne can do. Can they catch the junglers? And obviously these two mid, which I think are fairly quite close in balance. The Karthus and Swain, they've both got the area abilities around them. They can farm very quickly if they need to. Obviously Swain with his ulti. We've seen Nocturne just hovering down the bottom there. Warwick's just ported back actually up top, so expect him to come back with an item in a moment. And it looks like Arenyu's saying, no, I tell you what, I'm just going to go buy. So, yeah, he's going to back off.
Yeah, Warwick got himself Sorcerer's Shoes now. And he's going to head back up towards his lane, but at the moment heading kind of in direction towards middle. I guess he's going to cut up there, yeah. Maybe take the route.
He's going to catch Rammus.
Yeah, he is going to catch Rammus. This could be interesting here. Rammus one level below him, and he spots Rammus just dropping that ward. So they know that there's a ward there, and they actually pinged it up, did Wizards. So that maybe will get cleared out a little bit later on when someone gets themselves an Oracle. And Zyler's already started his Powerball off and running, but he's not going to get close enough to really do anything, and decides just to roll straight by. And he's actually got Arenya just maybe caught him. I mean, he still had plenty of health, so it wasn't really that much of a problem. As you mentioned before, Demon, bottom lane is right now being pushed fairly heavily by Gamedde.
Yeah, Nidalee just wasn't sure where to come down into mid there. He's got double Doran's ring now as well, actually jumping in with his with the ulti on. I suppose you could call it with the ulti on. It's not really quite the same, but missing the spear as well. But what, like we said, Warwick had built Sorcerer's Shoes, so going full on lane and trying to get the lifesteal as much as possible. And look, you can see immediately 178 health just from that one single swipe. So he's going to be quite tricky to deal with by Nidalee at the moment. Meanwhile, Rake had just been pushed by Swain in mid there. You can see him down to 444 health. Meanwhile, the blue is going to be given to Swain now, by the looks of it, by Nocturne, kind of expected. And Nidalee continues to push. Going to get damage on that tower, 1,600 hit points already. Going to continue to try and push on it. They know that they're both on blue, so he needs to be a little bit wary. Going to back away as I take the veil away. You can see that's all you can see. He's got no idea. Oh, they have got Clairvoyance just gone down there, so they knew exactly that they were there. Meanwhile, down the bottom, we mentioned that Vayne needed to go by, and he still has not yet. So obviously, he's not going to have massive damage. I mean, he's got a single Doran's Blade, but really hasn't got a lot compared to, say, Corki. When Corki gets his ulti, he's going to be able to poke a lot longer range than Vayne can roll in. But it doesn't matter. He's simply... all he's doing at this stage of the game is farming. Meanwhile, up the top, you can see that